Good morning, Eastern Stars.
Welcome back to school. We hope you had a wonderful spring break. Today is Monday, March 31st, 2025. I'm Aurelia.
I'm Mr. Cooper.
I'm Everett. I'm Tegan.
What's our lunch choices, Tegan?
First choice is hot dog on a bun. Second choice is lasagna roll up with marinara and a breadstick. Third choice is sunbread and jelly with cheesesteak and Cheez-Its. There are lots of birthdays to mention today. Let's start off with today. Happy birthday to Emmerich in Miss Meyer's class and Olin in Miss Sarah's class. Olin or Olin?
Why don't you keep going with that?
Okay. Now let's give a birthday shout out to everyone who had a birthday over break. Happy spring break birthday to Ava in Mrs. Lane's class, Keelan in Mrs. Lane's class, William in Mrs. Broth's class, Jaden in Mrs. Back's class, Rylan in Mrs. Harwell's class, Maddie in Mr. Cooper's class, Pierce in Mrs. Fack's class, Joelle in Mrs. Ferguson's class, and Martia in Mr. Cooper's class.
But wait, there's more.
Garrett in Mrs. Ross's class, Teddy in Miss Stout's class, Lucy in Miss Stout's class, Athena in Miss Ferguson's class, Jude in Mr. Cooper's class, TJ in Miss LeBerry's class.
Keep going.
And finally, happy spring break birthday to two teachers, Miss McKinnon and Miss Nelson.
Woo! All right. What about a weather announcement?
Spring break may be behind us, but it's not going to seem like spring break out there today. High of 34 degrees.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, a special announcement here.
Second and third grade talent show sign up is going on this week. Sign up sheets are on the table outside the office.
Shout outs.
Miss Hubb would like to give a shout out to the fourth and fifth grade volleyball teams for working hard to improve their skills this season and for representing Eastern well. She would also like to congratulate Soren and Nolan Funk and Jace and Brett Fielder, who are going to the States for wrestling. Great job before.
Nice. What about a sports announcement?
It's March Madness. The final four teams left in the tournament are Auburn, Houston, Duke, and Florida. Who do you think will win it all?
Take a guess.
Auburn.
All right. Good call. What's your guess?
Duke.
What's your guess, Tegan?
Auburn.
You're going for Auburn?
Yes.
I'm going Duke. And little classroom update. I was not around over spring break, so I made sure all the creatures got a bunch of water, and they just got to take a break as well. A break from the students. And so two interesting things happened. First of all, do you remember the soldier fly larva that we bought? Well, you can cross off the larva. We'll just call these black soldier flies, because look what happened to all of the larvae. What do you know? They turned into flies. So I don't know what to do with them. I would love to feed them to creatures, but if I open this up, they'll fly. That's the problem with flies. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll put a net over them, open them up. Maybe they can fly into the net and we can just throw them in the fish tank. I don't want to waste all these nutrients for our creatures in there.
Well,
so
we could study them. We could study the black.
Everett said we could study them. We could do that. And then the second thing I got to tell you about, a little update. So you guys know to be good to your friends, right? So if you are, you're taught to share, you're taught to be kind. Well, we forgot to teach Albert to not eat his friends. We came over to the tank when we came in, and instead of 2 frogs, there was only 1. So Scarlett, although we thought Scarlett and Albert were bonding and getting along so well, I guess a week without being fed leads to a little bit of what's called cannibalism. That can be the word of the day, cannibalism, because that's what Albert did to Scarlett. So Albert got fed heartily by his friend. So we wouldn't want to show that on the announcements, but it happened. Yeah, that's nature, kids.
Maybe he got mad. He probably did.
Got mad? I think he got hungry is what he got.
Yeah.
So, oh well, that happens every day out in the wild. We
It does.
don't really like it when it happens in our classroom, but
Nope.
we shall go on, right? It's Monday. Forgot to update that. Marvelous, meaningful. What do you want? Meaningful. Let's go. That's all for today.
Remember to be safe, trustworthy, attentive, and respectful. Be a star. Have a meaningful Monday, and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.